Globally, city house prices have been rising at the fastest rate for almost 17 years. People are buying shacks in the country and they're complaining, saying things like, help, I can't afford to buy or rent. People in Canada and the West Coast are being driven out of the real estate market entirely, and even out of the rental market. They can't find anything else. So today on Renegade News, we're discussing this housing bubble and whether it's just a typical cycle or whether something more sinister might actually be going on. Welcome back to Renegade News. I'm your host, Glenn Kowalski. Every week on this channel, we discuss the latest news, strategies, and tactics for breaking free from the system, paying less tax, and living anywhere in the world that you want. And in this case, where in the world you want might not be where you've been traditionally thinking about it. But anyway, is it possible that there's an actual investor strategy to price buyers out of the market and then to dominate those markets and make renting a house the new norm? And by doing that, extracting an ever greater portion of people's disposable income? A diverse range of US political voices have blamed institutional landlords for crowding out regular families. Wall Street investors have taken over the US housing market, and the same is happening in Canada. So what a lot of people are asking is, are they about to crash it? Real estate investor demand in the housing market has surged over the last year. Heading into 2021, investors were buying nearly 30% of all homes in America, and they were heavily contributing to the current housing bubble that America's in. This investor marketing bubble is occurring just as first-time home buyers are continuing to be priced out of the market. Many people fear that the surge in investor demand, particularly in places like California's hot housing market, is part of the Great Reset, and they're going to keep those prices high forever. And that means that first-time home buyers and small investors are never going to get a chance to own a home. Like they said in the Great Reset, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Zillow Group is an American tech real estate marketplace company that was founded in 2006 by former Microsoft executives and founders of the Microsoft spinoff Expedia. It has been described as a convenience for home sellers that have created a secret pipeline for big investors to buy properties. As late as 2021, Zillow was still aggressively expanding a home flipping operation designed to make the $2 trillion US real estate market better for customers, until a bad bet on home prices pushed the company to pull the plug. As it shut down its operations, Zillow's effort to sell off its own inventory of thousands of homes have highlighted a little noticed truth about the business called iBuying. iBuying is the tech industry's attempts to simplify the process of selling a house and depends on flipping properties to some of the biggest names in global finance. For example, in a recent viral TikTok video, real estate agent Sean Gotcher said that a billion-dollar real estate company with a website that everybody visits is harnessing user data to figure out where it can profitably buy homes. Gotcher said that this company, heavily alluding to Zillow, while not actually saying it, might then hypothetically buy 30 homes for $300,000 each, but purchase its 31st home for $340,000. Gotcher says this creates a new comp, which gives appraisers a reference point for the value of the homes in the area. In theory, the value of comparable homes in the area would raise to $340,000 at that point. That said company would then be able to sell those 30 homes at a higher price, netting a nice $1.2 million in profit. A recent Bloomberg study of more than 10,000 property records shows that Zillow and the two other biggest iBuyers, Open Door Technologies Inc. and OfferPad Solutions Inc., are selling thousands of homes to landlords backed by Blackstone, Cerberus Capital Management, and KKR and Company, among others. In many cases, these properties are never even listed, further squeezing average buyers out of the competitive housing markets. 2 out of the 10 homes flipped by the iBuyers last year wound up with these investors and other entities like that. And the rate is double that in some Sunbelt metro areas where the companies are more active. These transactions raise questions about the role that iBuyers are playing in the housing market, which is starved of affordable properties, both for rent and for purchase. Tech-powered home flippers called iBuyers are selling to big rental landlords all over the place. And acquiring homes is only one part of the iBuyers business. They also need to offload what they're purchasing. So these big landlords are transacting quickly and they're buying repeatedly, helping the tech companies save money and gain scale at the same time. They're also flush with cash, having raised more than $30 billion to acquire and develop rental houses since the beginning of the pandemic. Over 13 million potential first-time home buyers were priced out this year, putting homeownership out of reach for low-income households in most of the largest US cities. And I would say out of range of most middle-income earners as well. Families desperately trying to buy houses are losing out to institutional investors who can outbid them, offer all-cash deals, and waive mortgages and inspection contingencies. And as institutional investors buy up a larger share of Singer Valley homes, the families renting them are increasingly vulnerable to rent increases and eviction. So maybe soon we will all eat the bugs and live in these shared pods that they talk about in the Great Reset. But we don't have to. Subscribe to Renegade News right now for the latest strategies for creating more wealth and freedom in this unfree world. And check out the video that you see on the screen right now for the latest in cryptocurrency, international real estate, internationalization, and much, much more. I'm Glenn Kowalski from Renegade News, and I'll see you over there.